When people wrong us, when they lie, betray, or abandon us, our immediate instinct is to seek answers, justice, and perhaps even revenge. The emotional scars left by those we trusted cut the deepest, and the pain lingers long after the incident is over. But in the midst of that pain, in the middle of the chaos, we are given a powerful opportunity to understand something deeper, something divine, how God deals with those who hurt us. Rather than reacting out of impulse or resentment, we are invited to adopt a different lens, one rooted in spiritual wisdom, patience, and grace. This essay explores 6 foundational keynotes that offer both clarity and healing. These principles help us make sense of pain, empower our emotional recovery, and reveal the higher purpose behind our trials. Number 1, God's justice is not always immediate, but it is always precise. When you've been wronged, it's natural to wonder, why isn't anything happening to them? You might feel as if they walked away free, unscathed, while you're left dealing with the aftermath. This is where the human and the divine differ most. Human nature demands immediate justice, but God in His infinite wisdom works with eternal timing. The lack of immediate consequence does not mean justice is forgotten. On the contrary, divine justice is precise. It addresses not just the external act, but the heart behind it. Sometimes God doesn't punish people in obvious ways. Instead, He allows them to face the consequences of their own decisions. He lets their choices unravel, not out of cruelty, but out of truth. This unraveling often brings deeper correction than any outside force ever could. God knows the entire story, their pain, your pain, your wounds. He's not in a rush because He's not guessing. He knows exactly what each soul needs for growth, healing, and if necessary, correction. And His aim is not vengeance. His aim is always restoration. Even in justice, He seeks redemption. Number 2, you are not called to seek revenge. You are called to rise above. Revenge feels powerful in the moment. It feels like a way to reclaim control. But what it actually does is bind you to the very pain you want freedom from. God never calls us to lower ourselves to the behavior of those who harmed us. He calls us to rise. This doesn't mean allowing injustice or staying in harmful situations. It means choosing not to let hate shape your identity. When we take matters into our own hands, when we plot and plan to get even, we step out of trust and into turmoil. Rising above is not weakness, it's strength in its purest form. It's the ability to look at betrayal, at loss, and say, this will not define me. It's recognizing that your value does not diminish just because someone failed to see it. God deals with those who hurt you, but you are responsible for how you respond. He calls you to become better, not bitter. And that transformation happens when you lift your eyes from the wound to the healer. Number 3, the pain you experience is never wasted. It is used to shape your strength. There is a sacred truth buried in suffering. It molds us. Every trial carries within it the seed of transformation. When someone wrongs you, they may intend to break you, silence you, or diminish your worth. But with God, even the ugliest pain can be repurposed into something beautiful. God doesn't cause harm, but He permits life's storms to bring forth something eternal within you. Your pain becomes your teacher. It reveals your capacity for resilience, your courage, your depth of empathy, and perhaps most importantly, it unveils what truly matters. It's not just about surviving the hurt, it's about growing from it. With every betrayal, there's a lesson. With every disappointment, an invitation to rise anew. Over time, you'll see that the people who tried to break you were unknowingly building you. And God was there in every moment, guiding, protecting, refining, Nothing is wasted in his hands, not a tear, not a sleepless night, not a single cry of anguish. Every piece is used. Every scar becomes part of your testimony. Number 4, forgiveness is not about forgetting. It's about freeing yourself. One of the most misunderstood aspects of healing is many resist it because they believe forgiving someone means excusing their actions or pretending it didn't hurt. But forgiveness is not a denial of pain, it's a declaration of freedom. Forgiveness is for you. It's not about whether they deserve it, it's about whether you deserve peace. Carrying resentment is like drinking poison and hoping the other person gets sick. It eats at your joy, your relationships, your ability to move forward. God commands forgiveness not to burden you, but to unburden you. When you forgive, you untie yourself from the person who hurt you. You reclaim your power, your clarity, and your heart. Forgiveness doesn't mean reconciliation. It doesn't mean allowing toxic people back into your life. It means you choose to stop letting them control your emotions. You give your pain to God and you trust Him to deal with the rest. Number 5, those who harm you often face battles you never see. It's easy to paint those who hurt us as villains, but life is rarely that black and white. Many times people act out of their own brokenness, their own wounds and traumas. This doesn't excuse their actions, but it can explain them. Sometimes God doesn't punish them in ways we can see. Instead, He allows them to wrestle with their own guilt, emptiness, or regret. The torment of an unhealed soul is a form of justice that goes deeper than we often realize. Seeing others through this lens doesn't make the pain disappear, but it softens our grip on hatred. It reminds us that hurting people hurt people, and healing doesn't come from seeing them fall. It comes from releasing them from your emotional world. The real battle is not between you and them, it's between light and darkness, healing and hurt. When you choose compassion over contempt, you choose light, and light always wins. Number 6, divine timing restores what was lost, often in ways beyond your imagination. God's timing rarely aligns with our expectations, but it is always perfect. When you lose something, trust, love, opportunities, God doesn't leave you empty. He restores, and often what He gives back is greater than what you lost. But restoration takes time, it takes faith, it takes patience. Sometimes the very delay you're frustrated with is protecting you. Sometimes God is preparing something so profound that if He gave it to you too soon, you wouldn't recognize its value. The people who hurt you may never apologize. They may never acknowledge their wrongs. But God doesn't need their repentance to bless you. Your breakthrough doesn't depend on their remorse. It depends on your willingness to heal, grow, and trust. God deals with those who hurt you by lifting you higher. He prepares a table before you, even in the presence of those who tried to destroy you. He crowns your pain with purpose. He exchanges your ashes for beauty. And when the time is right, you will look back and realize nothing was lost. It was all being rearranged for your good. Being hurt by someone you trusted is one of life's most painful experiences, but within that pain lies the potential for transformation. God does not overlook injustice, nor does He ignore your suffering. He sees it, He counts every tear, and He works behind the scenes in ways you may never fully comprehend. You are not called to carry the weight of vengeance. You are called to heal, to rise, and to walk in freedom. As you release what was done to you, as you forgive, not to excuse but to breathe, you make room for divine justice to unfold. Let go of the need to make it right yourself. Let go of the bitterness that chains your soul. Trust that God is not just watching, He is working. And one day you will see that he did not forget. He did not abandon. He redeemed it all in ways far greater than you could have ever imagined.